Men going their own way really won. Today's video comes from the Wing Mam channel, and their channel will be linked in the description so you can go check them out and support them. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
After reading tens of thousands of your comments over the years, I know there are a multitude of reasons why even the most desirable men are walking away from dating. It can be summed up with the juice ain't worth the squeeze. If you're a man, let me know which ones resonate. And if you're a woman who wants to attract and keep a good man, you may want to pay attention and make some personal adjustments to make sure your juice is worth it. If you're new to my channel, I help men decode modern women so they can find, attract, and keep their keeper, or simply have better relationships with women if they prefer to stay single. Welcome to Just the Tip. All right, let's do this. Jake will be our fictional man ready to go MGTOW. 1. Unrealistic expectations. If you watch any of the Red Pill channels, you'll probably have seen a panel of high-maintenance, low-value women listing off their must-haves. 6 feet tall, six-pack abs, and a minimum of a six-figure income, or a trust fund, your typical Chad. Now, the truth is, those women are selected for their clickbaitable audacity. Just like men perhaps secretly desire the perfect woman, a perfect 10 who's an angel in public and an OnlyFans in the bedroom, men can be happy with a decent woman who isn't perfect but who makes them feel good overall. However, though most women can be happy without a Chad, they have been brainwashed by both men and other women to think they should want them. And at the slightest sign of lack, they look for excuses to dismiss a good man who might actually be the perfect fit for them.
I don't know how I've changed. Well, I know exactly how I've changed so much. You know, I went from that quiet kid in school to that kid that tells you where babies come from, and I don't leave anything out. You see, the part that's not going to shock you is where the actual baby comes from. The part that's going to shock you is what happens after the baby arrives. And then, you're called into a child support hearing where that's basically the end of you. See, that's the guy that I am. I became Uncle Angry, all right, because of life. Life changed me. I'm that uncle that your parents don't want you talking to, all right? I'm your mom's brother that has money in the bank, never really settled down with anyone. I'm always like smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer. In fact, I gave you your first sip of beer, told you don't tell your mom. And when you really want to know something about life, you come to me and I tell you. And you know how that happened? Through experience, pain, and suffering. What you're seeing here right now, what you're seeing is the reality of MGTOW actually working. Okay? While a lot of men are walking away, a lot of men are also going MGTOW. Some MGTOWs are also men walking away, but not all men walking away are MGTOWs. MWAs are men walking away from the things that don't work for them and towards the things that do. Some MWAs will go on to become MGTOWs and say that we are walking away entirely from dating and relationships. Now we're going to focus on our own happiness. And that's one of the biggest things that's happening right now. Despite the fact that they've pretty much banned almost all mention of MGTOW on this platform, it doesn't matter. The deed is done. It continues to spread. It continues to reach people. It continues to make a difference. They didn't win. They didn't, just like Trump, they didn't stop it. And they can't really stop it because it's an idea that's spread too far. And basically, there's nothing they can do about it other than try to shame you. Notice that it's always about having good relationships with women for men, but they never talk to women about having good relationships with men. So it's about men having good relationships with women, but never about women having good relationships with men. It's a very strange concept, isn't it? They're always preaching to us, but what about women? Guys, and this is coming from women and Sims. The reality is that no man in their right mind should be getting in a relationship with someone who just wants to be there for the money and for the money. Yeah, just basically for the money. I mean, if because for example, if you go to the Philippines, don't get me wrong, Filipinos can be very loving and everything, but a lot of you don't understand what love is. You think that because this person is so kind and caring and they come across with these qualities, that means that they love you. Guys, men and women love differently. And it's only after you experience it. It's only after you've been in a relationship and it goes sideways and now you're like, what the heck happened here? I didn't even see the divorce coming. In fact, we were having dinner that morning, or we were having breakfast that morning and laughing together. And then the next day, boom, I just got these I got some divorce papers. And I don't understand. Guys, you have to realize that relationships are conditional. Now, are there some women who genuinely care for their husbands and want to be with their husbands? Absolutely. But most women, specifically in Western society, especially in Western society, only want to be with a man for what he brings to the table, how much he can do for them. And when it comes to women, it's not about what you've done for them in the past, it's about what have you done for them lately. So all the things that you can do for a woman in the past, none of it matters. You don't get any points for that. You can be a great husband for 10 years, a great partner for 10 years. None of these things matter. The only thing that actually matters is what have you done for me lately? There was a song back in the 80s. What have you done for me lately? I think it was actually Janet Jackson. Okay? Miss What Have You Done For Me Lately, Janet Jackson. There was also another song. The woman who sang this song passed away, and the MGTOW celebrated. And I think it was titled Ain't Nothing Up But the Rent. That's how these women have been doing this forever. And it's only when your life is ruined and you are in pieces do you come to Uncle Angry. When you're doing well in life, you don't know Uncle Angry. You don't know what super chats are. But now that you're broken and facing homelessness, or you're already homeless living in your vehicle or living in the woods, now you come in like a simp. Hi, Uncle Angry. How you doing, Uncle Angry? Or hi, Angry Sama. How is it going, Angry Sama? Here's what happened to me. You simp.
Key point. While some women are setting up OnlyFans accounts, most women aren't pushing the angel OF ideal. There's a reason. More on that in a minute. Example, Jake went on several dates where he felt that the woman he had met had a long requirements checklist. One date ended rather abruptly when he mentioned he didn't have a six-figure salary yet. Many men feel pressured by unrealistic expectations, leading to feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Unfortunately, some men have unknowingly encouraged women's expectations by constantly saying that's what we all want. If you say something loud enough and long enough, people start to believe it. Women instinctively know this. That is why women's body positivity started. Ladies and gentlemen need to stop telling women they want the perfect man and start acknowledging that kindness, loyalty, and reliability, along with shared values, compatible beliefs, and goals, are what we all truly need.
This woman is setting men up for failure. She's not telling men how women actually think and actually operate. Instead, she's playing on the whole provider protector thing. A woman is supposed to value your contributions, and she should be attracted to you based on how kind and caring you are. Guys, that's absolute BS. Those are typically not the traits most women are attracted to. This is not to say that women cannot find these traits attractive in a man. But you have to understand that telling a woman what she should be attracted to is stupidity. It's foolish. All right? Just like you should not tell a man what he should be attracted to, you shouldn't try to tell a woman what she should be attracted to, and you shouldn't try to tell men what to expect women to be attracted to. That's not how it works. Let's be fair. And this is the reason why a lot of people, that's why I just don't fit in with a lot of groups. I'm going to be real and realistic with you. Think about the logistics. You're trying to change women into something that they're not. You can either learn to love them or you can understand them. Those are the old sayings. All right. And it's very hard, very, very hard to accept that women don't think the same way we do and they do not love the same way that we do. Women love differently. And if you keep on telling men to go and find a woman that's going to love you this way, they're going to find themselves in a world of hurt. It's not to say that you cannot find a woman who loves you and respects you, but you have to understand she loves you differently. And she does not love you unconditionally. The only thing that a woman will ever love unconditionally are children and pets. And even some children don't even get that. A mother who truly loves them. In this world, the only thing that a woman will ever be loyal to are her emotions. And guys, if you're enjoying the content, go and check out the Angry Guy Clubhouse. Inside, you'll get exclusive top tier expat and passport bro travel tips, digital nomad guys, passive income strategies, pop culture and geek culture commentary, and hard hitting manosphere content. Free subscribers have access to videos, podcasts, articles, and a community chat, plus receive the passive income blueprint and digital nomad blueprint just for joining. Paid subscribers unlock even more value, including exclusive guides like the How to Build an Online Business in 24 Hours ebook, wealth building blueprints, and crypto updates. Join us today by clicking the link in the description and take your journey to the next level.
2. Past negative experiences. A lot of men have had bad experiences with women, whether they missed the red flags that were there, ignored them, or were masterfully manipulated. Past negative experiences can tarnish their outlook on all women. The unfortunate part is those men often actually don't trust themselves to see the flags or to throw back a throwback when she displays them, because he might believe that's all he can get. Example: after a painful breakup where Jake's girlfriend cheated on him, he found it difficult to trust women again. He decided to take a break from dating and heal to focus on himself. Past negative experiences can leave lasting scars, causing men to step back from dating to avoid further hurt. So ladies need to understand that just like we have psychological self-defense mechanisms to protect ourselves, so do men. Practice gentle understanding. It costs nothing but is a priceless gift. 3. Financial burden. Even though there are more women than men in post-ed nowadays, and many are making a lot of money, most women want a man to make at least as much as they do. However, supply and demand mean those men are in short supply and have plenty of options. Even a good man may not feel like busting his balls on a date to an entitled princess or provide a lifestyle that reaches beyond his income.
Here's the reality. A lot of men growing up believed they were going to go and marry some woman and have children, and they would have access to physical intimacy whenever they wanted it. And their wife would always make them food and make them happy, and they would share these romantic adventures, all of that Disney BS. And the reality is, it's not like that. While they're at work, working hard, busting their rump to provide to this individual, does not even appreciate it. They're out there getting their backs blown out by Chad and Tyrone. Kids might not even be theirs. When they come home, they're out fighting a war every single day in the world, only to come home and have to fight at home. And it's like I said, when it comes to cookies, it's like when it comes to physical intimacy in a relationship, before there's marriage, and sometimes even sometimes even before the marriage even gets started and like you're still getting there, this happens. But before the marriage, there's all these cookies. You get all these cookies, all this candy. It's like it's a van that says free candy. And you being a dumb little prick, you run up to the van and you're like, free candy? They're like, yes, there is. The creepy guy with the stash, that porn stash, the mustache out of those movies. And he's like, yeah, tons of free candy, kid. Get the hell in. And you're like, oh my gosh, all this candy. They're like, can I have some? Yeah, come on, enjoy yourself, all right? Are those Skittles? Oh, yeah, we have all different flavors. And so they start gobbling up all the candy, and it's great. But, there's all this candy, but guess what? You can eat as much candy as you want. There's Starburst in there, too, until you're safely loaded in, and the door slams shut behind you, and now there's no more candy. And that's basically how marriage actually works. And men are realizing that the juice is not worth the squeeze. You can basically use your hand, and within 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or sometimes one, I know there are some 30-second guys out there, you can be done. You see, here's where things get really intriguing. Once upon a time, being called a 1 minute man was an insult. But for men walking away from relationships, imagine being able to get your business done in 1 minute. That is considered optimal. You only spent a single minute dealing with the issue. All right. So you felt like you wanted physical intimacy. You were able to resolve that situation in just 1 minute. And now you can move on to the rest of your day. All of your money is still in your wallet. You don't have anyone to worry about, any bad attitudes, no M2 stories coming up on you. Life is good. And because you don't have to worry about a wife, children, any of these things, you can enjoy life to the fullest. You can play video games. You can watch television. You can work out, build a little in-home gym. You can read, develop yourself, work on your passion. Finally, actually work on your passion. Maybe compose some music, put it on the internet, gain a fan base, get some fans, people to check out what you're passionate about. Start that YouTube channel, man. There's so many things you can do because you no longer need a relationship. All right? And it's like modern women don't realize they don't have a lot to offer because what they are offering, men don't want. They tell men, oh, you don't expect anything from us. What you gain is our presence. Women don't understand. They could suddenly show up. And I told you guys, when everything goes downhill to HELL, what's going to happen is you're going to have women going around knocking on doors. That's why y'all need to have your signs up, no trespassing. Knocking on doors like, tap, 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 tap. It's Mrs. Ann. It's Mrs. Ann. For your neighbor from down the street. I've got cookies. And Kitty. Can I come in? Can we talk? Can we talk? Guys, I keep telling you. All right? It's going to be bad out there. Listen, it was going to happen one way or another. Elon said, prepare for hard times. He said, prepare for a very short period of hard times. Because he's going to do to America right now what he did to Twitter. All of these people are getting fired, guys. He said he's going to cut $2 trillion. He's going to cut $2 trillion from the budget. This is not a game. Then there's the Federal Reserve. Guys, there's a whole load of things that are going to happen. Project 2025, all right? That's basically the plan by conservatives to head out to Washington day one. Guys, we have the House. We have the Senate. We have the Supreme Court. We have the majority in the Supreme Court. And we have the White House. This is not a game. And Trump, you have to understand, this may be his second term. But the reality is that he's had 4 years to plot what he will be doing in a second term. Most presidents don't get that. Yes, he had a lot going on. But he's been plotting for 4 years. 4 years. What he would do. And now you can see it very clearly. He's much more experienced. You see, his first time in Washington, he was a businessman. So, he said that he said when it came to politics, he knew a lot about politics because he would buy and sell politicians all the time. But actually having political experience, that's something he didn't have. Well, now it's different because he's been president. He knows his way around the White House. He knows how the system works now. He knows what he can do and what he can't do and what he needs to do to gain more power. That's a big difference. And he's had 4 years to plan and to know exactly what to do and how to leverage his powers and all of the research that comes with it. So don't think he's not going to go at it. Modern women, don't forget, guys, modern women helped him get reelected. White women, 69% of white women voted for Trump. It was something like 76% of white men and 69% of white women. So basically, they knew what was up. They knew that the country was heading towards a bad position. For 69% of white women to vote for Donald Trump, and you have to consider this, that a large percentage of them, if not the majority of them, were feminist. That says a lot. That says an absolute lot. There was a comment on one of my videos from Jacqueline, and she actually, one of my posts, and she said, I'm not very, I'm in a very blue area. So it was regarding Trump. On Wednesday, 5 teachers at my middle school I'm principal of didn't show up. I only got 2 substitutes to cover for 2 of the teachers. The other 3 teachers I covered for. I had class for the 3 classes in the cafeteria. I had a bone to pick with these teachers on Thursday. I got the same story from each of them, that they were traumatized by the results. Almost everyone I know in my community is a Democrat. I voted Trump, though. I am not a Republican or a conservative, just a person with common sense. Now, check this out, y'all. I consider myself a feminist, and I think that women should not have the state tell them they can't have a deletion of a gestation. So she's pro-choice. I don't particularly like Trump's demeanor, and I think he is somewhat of a pig. So she's very disrespectful, and I don't like that. Though I was looking at the bigger picture as far as what was best for our country, and I voted Trump. So even feminists are voting for Trump. So when things get really bad, what do? Even if they don't like you, they will still run right back to you.
Example, Jake noticed he was spending a significant portion of his income on dates and gifts, trying to maintain a lifestyle to impress his dates. He felt financially drained and decided it wasn't sustainable. The financial burden of dating can be overwhelming, leading some men to prioritize financial stability over romantic pursuits, with some fellas choosing to rent instead of buy, or shop abroad where their money goes further. Ladies must realize wealthy men have plenty of options, even if some of those options are gold diggers. If you have embraced the bounty of breaking the glass ceiling, you may need to adjust your financial expectations of men and consider other high-value traits like financial responsibility. 4. Lack of appreciation. Unlike many moons ago, now women can do pretty much everything for themselves or hire someone who can. How many times have we heard a woman say, I don't need no man? Well, I'll tell you, many times, too many. If a man isn't needed, it's difficult to appreciate him. No one thrives in a relationship where they feel they can be easily replaced or discarded.
What women don't truly understand is that while they may not need a man, they still need men. You see, when you don't have a man around, it gets expensive. A man can simply rent when he wants physical intimacy, although a lot of guys aren't renting anymore. For example, I refuse to rent right now. I refuse to rent, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. A lot of guys are with me right now. We don't talk about, Sarah Theodore David, or you get what the initials are of those words. S like Sarah, T like Theodore, D like David. Y'all get what I'm saying? No one wants to catch one of those. No one wants to catch one of those. And you put yourself at risk every time you are out there with these individuals. So it's much more relaxing when you can say, you know what, I don't have to worry about going and taking a Herbert, Isaac, Victor test. And you get what I mean by that. H like Herbert, I like Isaac, and V like Victor test. Just take the first initials of that and put it all together, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And I mean, the first letter. And I mean, guys, this is the reality. Why stress yourself out when you can basically just deal with it on your own, and then go relax and chill and, have a good day. There's a song by Forrest Frank. I really love this song. It's called Good Day. And guys, he sings a lot of great songs. Go and check him out. Go and check him out, guys. He's on Amazon. He's on YouTube. I definitely listen to him on YouTube. After I finish making this video, I am 100% going to lay down for a bit and probably put on some Forrest Frank. I love Forrest Frank. I love Lawrence. I listen to so much Lawrence that I got a notification from YouTube Music, like, new badge unlock, because, like, for like, Lawrence super fan. Like, I love the Lawrence. Like, these white kids are absolutely destroying it with this music. They are beyond unbelievable. Okay, and they've gone into a genre where it was typically just like, it was predominantly Hispanic people, African American people, and these kids are just amazing. So definitely go and check out Lawrence. I love these kids. These kids are absolutely incredible. I don't lose sight. Don't lose sight. That's one of my favorite songs right now. But yeah, guys, guys, when you don't have a relationship, you can focus on yourself. You can focus on the things that make you happy. You can focus on your relationship with God. Once you are able to develop a strong relationship with God and learn how to talk to God, it's hard because we're conditioned to look for friends and so forth. But once you're able to do this, you'll be surprised just how much it changes your life and how much it helps with the feelings of loneliness, because it's really better to be alone than to be in a relationship and feel alone. And it's not just in a relationship with a woman, but even a relationship with people. Having all of these friends, but still feeling lonely regardless of this. That's what happens to a lot of women, where a lot of women, they have tons of friends, but they always feel lonely. They always feel lonely because they have very few close friends. And many women are now going to find themselves in extraordinary states of hardship as men are walking away from dating and relationships, and they have absolutely no one to turn to. And that's one of the reasons why men going their own way really won. Because regardless of trying to shut it down, just like Trump, or trying to silence it, it doesn't matter. Because most men just come to that conclusion naturally on their own, that it's better off to just be alone, not to be in any relationships, not to date. Men have been pushed out of society. They were sent away. And as a result, now they're like, I don't want to have anything to do with relationships. It's the smartest move to make. This lady, and God bless her heart, she's she's not even taking into consideration what the experiences of a man is today. They don't care. It's not their experience. It's not their necks. It's not their skin. It's not their stress. Okay? A woman can go out with a guy, and then she can pick up her phone after she's had a good free meal, right? So she goes out with some guy, takes her to a nice restaurant. He picks up the bill. He takes her home. So she's been transported back and forth, wined and dined. Her belly is full. And now, after all of that, she goes in, takes a poop, grabs a shower, picks up her phone, and then calls up Chad to come and Chad or Tyrone. Let me be very clear. Chad or Tyrone to come and blow the back out. After some dude just spent, sometimes a week's paycheck or half of a week's paycheck, week's earnings, taking her out on that date. It's a sad reality, and women just don't have empathy for men.
Example. Jake frequently planned thoughtful dates and went out of his way for his dates, but rarely received even a tepid thank you, never mind any kind of reciprocation effort, and he felt rarely appreciated, but instead taken for granted. Feeling unappreciated can be very discouraging. Men, like everyone else, need to feel valued in a relationship. Ladies, you can practice appreciating the men in your lives. Show at least as much appreciation to a generous man as you would to your best friend. 5, focus on personal goals. Some men have a lot on their plates and don't want the distraction that can inevitably come from dating and relationships. Whether they're young and want to get ahead in life, or are older and licking their wounds trying to rebuild a life, sometimes the smartest thing to do is to go solo for a while, or maybe even forever. Example: Jake is a high achiever in everything he does and passionate about his career and personal growth. He found that the immense effort he put into dating often distracted him from his goals, so he decided to focus on his professional and personal development instead. Many men are choosing to prioritize their individual goals and ambitions over dating, finding fulfillment in their careers and hobbies. Ladies must accept that in order to enter a man's life who has a lot on the go, she needs to be an asset, not a liability. Make his life easier by being in it. 6, fear of commitment. There's no shortage of relationship horror stories, many ending with the man losing his shirt, his house, his kids, some kids over there, or even worse.
For men today, a relationship will simply result in him losing everything and gaining essentially nothing. Hence, men are walking away, are going their own way, and focusing on themselves and their own happiness. What do you guys think the future holds for women? Do you think they're going to be living in style, doing the whole single ladies thing and retiring like the Golden Girls in Florida? Or are they going to be living in heightened states of poverty, destitution, and hardship and misery as they are alone and single and, unable to find a meaningful relationship and also struggling economically as the inflation gets worse and AI takes their jobs? Let me know your thoughts and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA Men walking away. And cheers.